because a lot of men are hurting in the society. They really are hurting. This culture has deprived men significantly. For example, there used to be real jobs where people had a sense of purpose and belonging and meaning. They may not have been perfect, but they were productive, well-paid jobs. That's been taken away. What's the result? 100,000 overdose deaths in the US last year. Do we think that came from nowhere? That came from the destruction of people's sense of belonging. Now this society creates a lot of dislocation for people. So people are lost. They're angry. Then it's much easier for them to think that the source of their loss is all these uppity women and feminism, or all these blacks who want equality, all these immigrants who want to take their jobs. It's much easier for them to see the enemy as some kind of an external threat than to see that it's the system itself that's creating their suffering. And so Peterson comes along and says, validates their emotions, validates their hurt, validates their rage, and Peterson is full of rage. You listen to his voice, he's choking with rage. He's choking with rage all the time. Literally, he's choking with rage. In this society, in Western society, for hundreds of years now, we become completely dominated by the left brain, and we're afraid of the intuitive, emotional, vulnerable right brain. And Peterson is desperately afraid of the right side of the brain. And he's with the left brain, which is brilliant. He can make all kinds of brilliant arguments and create wonderful things, but it's lacking that balance. And by the way, when the British colonialists came to North America, you know what the first thing they did to the natives, in Canada at least? They destroyed the matriarchy. They because power used to be passed on matriarchal lines in indigenous culture, at least in the north part of North America. I imagine elsewhere as well. But the colonists knew that if we're going to control these people, first we have to destroy the matriarchy. So they established the patriarchy. Now, how anybody can look at this society and see this left brain dominance, and sees the fact that most of the power is wielded by men of a certain color, by the way. How can anybody look at this culture and not realize that we're living in a patriarchal culture? Not because men are conspiring. Most men are not even aware of it. They're the victims of it themselves. You'd have to be completely blind to the ideology. And young men have suffered a lot in the last few decades.